What if I told you that planting marigolds next to tomatoes could boost your tomato harvest by 20% while naturally repelling pests, all without using a single chemical pesticide? In the world of gardening, most people think about what to grow, but few consider how to arrange their plants for maximum benefit. Companion planting is the science and art of strategically placing plants together so they help each other thrive. This ancient practice combines plant biology, spatial mathematics, and ecological understanding to create gardens that work in harmony with nature rather than against it. Here's a trendy question for you. If you have a 10-foot by 10-foot garden bed and want to maximize both pest control and yield using the Three Sisters method, corn, beans, and squash, how would you arrange these plants to create the most efficient use of space while maximizing their synergistic benefits? The answer requires understanding both the plant's growth habits and their mathematical relationships. Corn grows tall and straight, beans climb upward while fixing nitrogen in the soil, and squash spreads wide to suppress weeds. The optimal arrangement isn't just about putting them together, it's about creating precise mathematical spacing that maximizes each plant's contribution while minimizing competition. The mathematical formula for the Three Sisters arrangement involves corn planted in a grid pattern with 18-inch spacing between plants, beans planted 6 inches from each corn stalk creating natural trellises, and squash planted in the remaining spaces creating ground cover. This arrangement creates a three-dimensional growing space that yields 30% more than conventional planting while reducing pest damage by 40% through natural pest deterrents. Companion planting works because plants interact in fascinating ways that scientists are still uncovering. The science behind these relationships involves three main mechanisms. Some plants release natural chemicals that repel pests or attract beneficial insects. Marigolds, for example, release alpha-terphenyl, a compound that repels nematodes and other soil-borne pests. Different plants have different root structures and nutrient needs. Deep-rooted plants like tomatoes can access nutrients that surface-feeding plants can't reach, reducing competition. Tall plants provide shade and wind protection for more delicate plants, creating microclimates that extend growing seasons and reduce water stress. The mathematical aspect comes in calculating optimal spacing based on plant maturity rates, root spread, and sunlight requirements. A companion planting chart isn't just a list, it's a mathematical algorithm for garden optimization. Creating your companion planting system requires both scientific knowledge and mathematical precision. Choose plants with complementary relationships. Classic pairs include basil and tomatoes. Basil repels tomato hornworms. Carrots and onions. Onions repel carrot flies. And lettuce and radishes. Radishes mature quickly, then lettuce takes their place. Use the square-foot gardening method to maximize space. Divide your garden into 1-foot squares and plant according to mature size rather than seed size. Plant fast-growing crops alongside slower ones to maximize yield per square foot. For example, plant radishes that mature in 3 weeks between tomato plants that take 90 days to mature. Use mathematical calculations to determine optimal planting times for continuous harvest. This involves understanding plant maturity rates and seasonal changes. A well-designed companion planting system can reduce pesticide use by 50 to 80% through natural pest control, increase yields by 20 to 30% through efficient space use, improve soil health by up to 25% through nitrogen fixation and diverse root systems, and support beneficial insect populations, increasing biodiversity by 40% or more. Companion planting represents more than just a gardening technique, it's a fundamental shift toward garden